Good morning, trading world. It is March 15th, 2022, 8:14 a.m., and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. I am back after multiple bouts of technical or software issues. I am back. The title for today's outlook is Larger Time Frame Consolidation Continues as we search for the near-term lower part of the consolidation range. And all of this is going on as the Fed begins its meeting today. Now, another thing to keep an eye on, China's tech sector continues a very deep sell-off that quite possibly and should spill over into U.S. markets today, holding us from any real lift today. Now, let's revisit a few things I said that must come to pass before the market breaks. On March 9th, pre-market video, I said, quote, these three stocks, along with crude oil being the trigger, are the Maginot line for breaking the market. Apple breaking below and closing below 153, Microsoft breaking below 261, and Google breaking and closing below 2450 will send the indexes into a dropping panic that is rarely seen. This won't happen easily because of all the algo and buy programs. Close quote. Right now we are witnessing the trigger. If I bring up a chart of crude oil, let's get back out a little further. Give me just, okay, here we have the crude oil chart, and we had a high of 130 and a half on crude oil. And right now, we're down right around 27% from just a little over a week ago. So the trigger is being pulled right now. Apple closed below 153 yesterday. And let me clear some of this off of the chart. So 153, and as you can see, let me zoom in a bit. This is 153, and we close below, Apple is closed below that 153 Maginot line. Google and Microsoft are both still above their Maginot lines, but are inching closer and closer each day. I also think that it is important to mention that crude oil will not stay down due to global demand and where we currently are in the commodity supercycle. With all of that said, let's get to key levels to watch for today. All right, here we are with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, we have jack resistance at 417 to the 418 area. Queen resistance is going to be 419 to the 420 area, and king resistance has a large range of 421 all the way up to 426. On the support side, we have the jack support at 414 to 412, the queen support at 411 to 410, and king support all the way down to 409 to 400. The main thesis for today is a bullish bias closing above the 417 area with a projected high or target of about 420 to 426. The alternate thesis is bearish, closing below 417 with a projected low target of somewhere between 413 to 410. The current channel we're in is 420. We're just above 416 and it goes all the way up to 425. However, the next channel lower is going to be 416 all the way down to 397. One of the things that I would like to say in looking at order flow, we don't really have a chance to lift or fly unless we get above this 420. So if we get above 420, there is a chance for us to kind of get some lift, and then it's kind of like a easy range of travel all the way up to 426. So that's why there's so much space here in this king resistance area. So those are the levels, and let me bring up the scenarios for today. All right. Scenario number one. It is our expansive range day structure. We could look to set a decision area upper boundary around the jack or queen should be resistance area. Make sure to correct that, but we set up or set a boundary area somewhere between this jack and queen resistance area before chopping lower and then trying to push that boundary area higher. We get to our midday, possibly have a midday chop. It's kind of hard to tell whether we get a complete midday chop area, but at some point later on in the day we come back toward that 417 area or a little bit below, giving us that expansive range area. This scenario has a 49% probability of happening today. Alright, before I went on, I just wanted to show the corrected version of the expansive range day, the probability at 39%, and the decision area upper boundary around the jack or queen resistance area before chopping lower, and then another try pushing boundaries higher. Again, another mistake. I'm off this morning. But that is scenario number one, and let me bring in scenario number two. All right, our second scenario is our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push higher toward the jack or queen resistance area before spending the same amount of energy or force we use coming up to go back down the second half of the day. This has a 34% probability of happening, and this again is our rounded reversal day type structure. And our last scenario is going to be our trend day up structure, which means we open gap up, start with a fade back toward the previous close represented by the blue line at 417. Then we reverse and find or get into our morning trend up, which is here, which is going to be the best place to trade. And we reach our midday chop area somewhere around the queen or king resistance area. We start the second part of the day with a head fake up to continue higher, and at some point start a minor fade into the close. That is our trend day up. And looking at the trend day up, there's something I need to go back and revisit on the expansive range day. On the range day, the difference, the slight difference that could make the difference between our expansive range day and our trend day. The range day has a chance to basically start off the same, going here, finding resistance, but on our expansive range day, we would close below the previous close. So giving us price action that may take us back down toward that jack support area before coming up again and trying to reach the area. And this could be the actual scenario for the expansive range day, being that difference here crossing that previous close. So that's pretty much the day I am preparing for in a nutshell. As always, it is of the utmost importance to know your risk, know and understand your risk, and be comfortable with it in positions that you're taking now. In these times where the slightest headline could really throw us at the opposite end of where you thought we could be. So with that, as always, wishing you a positive trading day. Hope this helps. Have a great day.